Hey guys, just out driving, and I had another rumination of something I kind of wanted to talk about, and thought I'd talk about it just for a few minutes. I was watching a video. I don't know if y'all know who Coach Blackpill is on the internet. I've also watched Coach Redpill. Got a lot of coaches out there, you know. But his name is Coach Blackpill, and his videos are pretty good. I agree with him, I have to say. I agree with him sometimes. Sometimes I don't agree with him. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. But because he's kind of, like I said, he's more of a black pill philosophy kind of guy. And I lean a little bit more toward the red pill. I'm maybe a little bit of a mixture. Maybe a little bit of red with a little touch of black, you know, here and there. But so sometimes, like I said, some of his videos I agree with, some of them I don't. But he made this one video probably about a year ago, and I watched it today on his channel. And I thought it was good, and I thought I would talk about it because there was a lot of truth in it. And one of the things he talked about in this video, the main thing, was the way people just don't show compassion to you, and they're poor encouraging words. You know, I guess to encourage you or help you out, you know, with a bad situation. And he was talking about, he showed a video clip on his video of Joe Rogan. And I don't know if y'all know, I'm pretty sure you know who Joe Rogan is. Most everybody does, if you're on the internet very much. And I don't know if they got to talking about, I think, men losing their hair. And as you know, Joe Rogan's bald, or I guess he's lost most of his hair, and he slicks it and shaves it. And he just kept saying this, he would say in the clip, oh, you got this 18-year-old kid and he's starting to lose his hair, and that does happen to some guys. Excuse me. Excuse me. And he said, well, if you're an 18-year-old kid and you're starting to lose, just shave it, bro. Just shave it. Just shave it all off and just deal with it, man. I think that was kind of the quote. Shave it off and just deal with it, man. And, I was thinking, that's easy advice to give when you're a guy that's probably near your 50s. I would guess Rogan's late 40s, maybe early 50s by now. And, giving that advice to an 18-year-old kid that probably has very few experiences at all. And I'm thinking, here's Joe Rogan, and he was mentioning this too, and it is true. Here's Joe Rogan, very successful, definitely kind of an alpha male, and I'm even believing, because I've seen pictures of Joe Rogan when he was younger, and I know he's into jiu-jitsu now. Of course, he's obviously well built now, and Joe Rogan's a good looking man. Definitely women would find him attractive, and I think he's married and has a really hot wife. Of course, he's famous, he's rich, he's famous, got high status, and he's naturally good looking. He's well built, takes good care of himself, and he just kind of throws that advice out there. Oh, just shave it, bro. Well, let's go to the other side of it. You're telling this to a 17. Excuse me, I'm a little bit of a cough tonight. You're saying this to a 17, 18-year-old kid, right? And he's young. He may not be very muscular yet. He may never have even had experiences with girls. Like I said, Joe Rogan's probably had many women in his life, especially in his bachelor years. I'm sure that he had sex with quite a few women in his day. It ain't like he struggled. Like I said, I remember Joe Rogan when he was younger. Not a bad-looking guy, naturally. And like I said, he didn't lose his hair right away. His started coming out years later. And of course, by now, like I said, he's famous. It doesn't even matter as much. And Joe Rogan is a pretty naturally good-looking guy with a bald head. He actually looks pretty good with it. But, he's telling you this to an 18-year-old kid who's starting to lose his hair, probably has little to no experience with women. He already doesn't have a lot of confidence. He ain't achieved probably much in his life yet. He's too young. And now he's awkward. He probably doesn't know how to talk to girls much. He's always about drink and do things like that to try to deal with it, and now on top of it, he probably doesn't even have his full facial hair in yet. He's 18, and then all of a sudden now his hair's coming out. That can make a kid very self-conscious, And I'm just thinking, it's really easy for me to tell somebody that. And the reason I talked about this experience, this video clip of, Coach Blackpill, showing that clip of Rogan, is I was done like that because I'm bald now. I lost my hair, male pattern baldness, which I don't think mine was naturally done because I have no signs of baldness in my family, none. And I think mine was done by the medication. But I'm not going to get into that in this video. I'll definitely make a video sometime about benzo withdrawal and just the nightmare and symptoms that I had. I want to make a long video of that. But that's another time. That's not the purpose of this video. But I lost my hair. And I remember when it started coming out because I had real thick brown hair. My hair was kind of my cool side. I mean, I had thick, nice hair, and real brown, darker brown hair. And girls would tell me they used to like my hair. I actually did get compliments on my hair. And then, boom, here it is. It started coming out. And Mom noticed it. And, it started really depressing. Well, she brought it up right away. Oh, yeah, your hair's coming out. What happens? And I remember, it was just shedding like I said, I still think the benzos did it. But anyway, my hair was coming out. And I'll never forget, whenever I would mention this to people, Mom was non-responsive very much, not very helpful. She would get mad anytime I was sad about it. And I was going through a lot. It doesn't bother me as much now, but it did then. And I was going through a lot of depression. And anytime I brought it up, I'm just a jackass for bringing it up. Oh, God, quit worrying about it. Good grief. Lots of guys lose their hair. And, I just remember all of those comments. And one time, I was really self-conscious. Plus, I'm OCD. So, I obsess. I can't help that, So, I was obsessing, and we were in Walmart one time. This was a long time ago. And I was nervous, and, of course, it was coming, thinning out in my crown. Because somebody had already said it. Whoa, Shane, you're losing your hair, And I remember that I looked at her one time in Walmart because I was depressed. I was having a bad day. I couldn't quit thinking about it. And, here I am single. I'm never going to get a girl, blah, blah, blah. And she looks at me and she's just like, what? Because she was saying things and I was just like, Mom, just don't bother me right now. I'm having a tough time. And I was like, where is the thinning in my hair? And I asked her a couple times because she wouldn't answer my question. And then all of a sudden she just walks up and sticks her finger on my head and presses. Right there, are you happy? And people kind of looked over where I was and I was just like, excuse me, and it just really upset me, And it's just, and it's real easy for her to act like that. And my sister did something very similar. Well, good grief, just shave it off. Heck, guys do it all the time. Quit worrying about it. And the reason I want to say this is, it's like, it's real easy for women to talk about losing your hair because most women don't lose their hair until much later in their life, and they never lose it like a man. You can look it up, it's scientific. Unless a woman gets some kind of weird disease or she has, cancer, obviously something like that makes her hair fall out, she is not going to lose her hair like that. Okay? It's way more common with men. It's science. So I don't want any dumb comments about, well, yeah, I've seen some women. No, that's not the rule, and they know it. But never mind that. They know it. So it's real easy for a woman, and my mom still has pretty nice hair. My mom's an older lady now. It's a little thinning, in her crown, but she's an older lady now. It doesn't matter as much now. If that was all I had by that age, I'd have been like, yeah, I had pretty good head of hair, And, she doesn't have it. My sister, obviously, still has a thick head of hair, can design it and do all kinds of things. So what do they know about it? And I remember I had a cousin married a woman, and I'm sitting there, and we were at a family get-together. And like I said, this is when it was really starting, and the hair was really starting to come out, and I was just really depressed, And I was getting very self-conscious, about the way I looked. And I remember they just looked over, and she's like, oh, what's the matter? And I was just like, oh, I'm just down. I never should have said anything, but I kind of wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I said, it's my hair. I'm depressed, And I remember she was just like, well, lots of guys lose their hair. And I was just like, wow, thanks. It's just no compassion, no love, no care. And I'll never forget that. And, men go through, it's amazing that men, especially me, and I know I'm not the only one that's had to go through, that obviously. Men go through, excuse my language, but they go through a lot of shit. And, we get no love, no compassion, no nothing, And you just get so sick and tired of it. And that's the thing, it's real easy to criticize men for these things when you don't have to go through them. What do you think a woman would be like? I wonder what my mom would have been like, what my sister would have been like, my cousin would have been like, other women would have been like if their hair started coming out. How would they have dealt with it? How about my one cousin who made no, he was a guy, of course, has a full head of hair, made no big deal at all. Like, I remember I was, losing my hair, no compassion at all. Well, when he was single, and he was overweight, started going to the gym, started running. Why? I should have said that back then. Well, why are you losing weight, bro? What's the big deal? So you're fat. A lot of people are fat. Why was he? And we know why he was. He was doing it because he was single, and he knew it could hurt his chances at getting a woman. And that's why he did it. And that's why he's self-conscious. And that's why most men are self-conscious about it. And there's not much you can do about your hair. There is some things. I had the transplants done in my front side, but it was already too far gone. It didn't look real good. Of course, that depressed me even more. And it's one of the reasons I kind of haven't gone back to church, because when you go inside a church building, you got to take your hat off. I don't know why, but you got to. And of course, my head is bald, and I don't want people to see it because I don't look good that way, And I'll get all kinds of comments. Oh, you don't make that bad. Yeah, it is. And it don't look real good. And white guys do not look as good that way as black men do. Black men can kind of pull off the bald head look a little better, the shaved head look. It just doesn't look as bad on black men, but it does on white men. And, I don't know. I just thought it was a good video by CP, Coach Black Pill, because, be a little compassionate with people, that's why I've learned to not judge so quickly. People, I used to, didn't mean to belch there. I've learned not to judge people so quickly, I don't just jump out and go, yeah, you look like that. You have to make some judgments, yes you do. But, I don't look at people when they're going through something, like any kind of problem, and just go, oh, God, get over it. So you're fat. So you're, small. It don't matter, man. A lot of people have that. So you're going bald, man. A lot of people go bald. I don't do stuff like that. Because I know it's hard. Because men know it affects them in the sexual marketplace. They know it does. Women don't go around looking for cue balls. Okay? I know. I'm not an idiot. And it would just be nice if women, men, and society would just show men a little more compassion. Just a little bit. Because men have to deal with a lot of stuff that women don't. Just like being fat. What are they trying to do now so many times? Oh, this fat acceptance. Oh, it doesn't matter. I remember that show with Roosh V, and they were talking about that, and that, I'm fat. And that idiot guy Oz was sitting there. I find women attractive no matter what they look like, whether they're fat or not. I'm thinking, oh, please, man. Really? Do women say that? Boy, I don't care if the man's bald or not. I don't care if he's got a thick hair or he's bald as crap. Most women don't say that. Some women don't care, but a lot of women do, and we know it. And it just, this makes me mad. But, please show more compassion to men and vice versa, because... we need to understand each other and not be so quick to just judge that, it's no big deal. How would you be? Have a little bit of empathy. How would you be if you were going bald? Women, how would you be? Men, if you have a full head of hair, how would that make you feel? Would you just, go whistling, as you walk down the street? I don't think you would. Even if you were married, I don't think you would. But that's all I got to say for this video. I'll go ahead and cut this thing off, and hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.